people in Mali don't exactly like France, and this is why. I'll tell you why. Because they are justified. Aside the fact that the French killed a bunch of people, over thousands of people. But aside that, let's go into details. It started in the 19th century. Like most nations in Europe, France came into West Africa and developed a stronghold in Mali. Now, let's take a note. Mali was actually quite rich before the French came in. They were very rich in terms of resources. They had gold, a lot of it, and they had other resources. And this was one of the reasons why the French were enticed and came into Mali. Now, when they came, it wasn't business as usual for the people in Mali. It was a disruption at the highest level. Now, the first thing the French did was to quench the fire of rebellion in the Malians by using force. Now, this was like a lot of force because thousands of people died in the process, and it wasn't just an easy push. And then after that, they developed a process called the couvert. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I believe I am. The couvert is simply a method of forcing people into labor and then not compensating them or giving them peanuts for their work. They force them into labor, from developing their infrastructures to working on plantations and different forms of labor. I mean, you must have read about the history of slavery. Now, this is where it gets very interesting and actually quite sad. The French forced the people of Mali to mine their own resources for free and then force them to mine it for them. It's a very complex situation, but not that complex. It's like forcing the people who own their own stuff to mine their stuff for us. We are the French, we deserve everything, we don't care if you get anything. And then they began a process of land confiscation, where they forced people to give up their lands as long as resources could be found underneath that land. It doesn't matter who you are or where you came from, as long as you are in Mali, that land belongs to the French. Now, all of those things I just mentioned happened during the French colonial rule in Mali, and that supposedly ended on September 22, 1960. But if it ended, what the hell is going on now? What exactly is going on, and how is the French still having its claws deep into Mali? Now, Mali supposedly gained independence in 1960, but then a process of neo-colonialism started immediately, where the French used modern policies and old signatories to determine the fate of Mali. Even now, there are forces and military personnel still present in parts of Mali, and this is not exactly to help Mali as the French claim. It's to steal resources. Let's be frank, let's face it, it is exactly to steal resources and to maintain a certain level of control over Mali. This is